Fall means a lot of different things to different people. Maybe this time of year gets you excited for colder weather, football, or dressing up for Halloween. But around here, we celebrate at Young Living the Fall Festival and Draft Horse Show. The farm is one of my happy places, and this is one of my favorite events of the whole year. If you ask me, there's no better way to usher in this fall season than with family and friends spending time outdoors at the Young Living Lavender Farm in Mona, Utah. Hello and welcome to Young Living's podcast, The Wild Drop. My name is Jacob Young, your host. Young Living is the world leader in producing and distributing premium essential oils, and this podcast will provide you with drops of information about Young Living, including stories, history, product information, lots of little fun facts, and even more. Stacy Olsen is the senior manager of farm events down at our Mona farm and has made the drive up to our studio to talk about Fall Festival today. How are you, Stacy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you, Jacob, for asking.
Well, Stacy, with it being your first time, I think it'd be great if you shared with everybody who you are, what you do, and what's your YL story?
Oh, perfect. My name is Stacy Olsen. I have been with Young Living for actually 7 years in November, so getting up there. And I have worked at the Mona farm for those 7 years, and I am the senior manager of farm events down in Mona, and just love my job, love what I do, love working at the farm every day, and yeah.
Well, we love you. Stacy is that person that's always behind the scenes, never really seen much, but she's doing pretty much everything that goes on down the farm when it comes to events. So we're so happy that you're here. And because you're here, we're actually going to be talking about our upcoming event for the Mona Farm, which is the Fall Festival. It's our biggest event of the year for Mona. It brings in a ton of people. Last year alone on Saturday, which is usually our biggest day, we had over 17,000 people there for Last Call Rodeo, as well as who did we have last year? We had... What's
Kelly
his name?
Pickler and Hunter Hayes.
Yes, Hunter Hayes and Kelly Pickler. Loved Kelly Pickler. I really like her music. So it was a great show, great time, and we want to talk to you a little bit about Fall Festival. So
perfect.
What is Fall Festival? Like, what all do we do? What all is going on?
So Fall Festival is by far my favorite event at the farm. It's the most intense to put on and organize and put together, but it definitely is the funnest event that I personally love to do. We have the festival part of the event, which is wagon rides and carnival games, paddleboat rides, rock walls, and then my favorite part, which is the jousting show.
You don't have to say that just because I'm here.
I'm not. It really is. Watching you at the field trip that we did on Thursday, it was just so fun to watch you in your element, and it's really such a fun event watching the jousting. And so with the jousting show and all of those we have vendors. We have tons of outside vendors that come in and sell their product at the farm. It's just a really fun event. And then outside of the festival, we have the concerts. So this year on Friday, we have Tracy Lawrence, which I am so excited about Tracy Lawrence. I love all of the old voices. And then we also have Josh Turner on Saturday, which I hear all the buzz about Josh Turner. And then after each concert, each night, so the Draft Horse Show is Thursday, September 28th to Saturday, September 30th. So Thursday is the Draft Horse Show, which that in itself is amazing. So Thursday, we start at 11 o'clock and it goes till 2. It's just the Draft Horse Show on that day. We have, I believe, 16, maybe 17 hitches this year, which we can only host 18, so that it's going to be full. It's going to be amazing.
Wow.
If you've never seen the Draft Horse Show, you need to come and experience the Draft Horse Show.
Yeah, and if you've never been to Fall Festival, you obviously need to come down to Fall Festival.
Absolutely.
And to further explain what exactly the Draft Horse Show is you have these giant horses. Now, horses are already big, but these horses are huge. Some get up to 23 hands tall, which is about 7.5, 8 feet tall at their shoulders. So they're huge horses. They're 2,000 pounds, sometimes way more than that. You have Percheron, Clydesdales. Those are the two familiar ones that I know of. The most popular ones, I guess you can say. And you also have other draft horse
Belgians and Shires.
Belgians and Shires, thank you. And they basically put them in these uniforms. So they do what's called a 6-up, which is 2 front, 2 middle, 2 back, or they do what's called a unicorn, 2 back, 1 in between. And they're pulling a wagon that's not like anything in it besides the passengers or anything, but it's basically kind of like a best way to explain it, if you're a horse person, is kind of like Hunter. It's all about patterns and presentation and how well your horse, is dressed up and tidied up and how well the shoes are polished and all that. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a really, really big deal. And this is actually the first show of the entire season right after the World Championships.
Correct.
So the World Championships will be the week before, and then the week after is Fall Festival, and the whole season starts right back over. And teams have to earn enough points in order to make it to the World Championships. And so since we're the first show, we have a lot of teams that come directly from the World Championships to start here in Utah. So it's awesome that we get to put that on, and we're super happy to host it. It's something that my dad always wanted to have, and that's kind of the reason why Fall Festival exists, is because my dad wanted a place to have his own draft horse show, because he loved the draft horse show. He loves the people that are inside the equestrian community, just amazing people, very hardworking, committed people, dedicated people. And so the fact that we're able to put this on, it's keeping his memory and his legacy alive, and we're super happy about that. So when you come down, go visit the barn on the far
North end.
Yeah, right. The far north end of the Mona Farm. That's where all the draft horse teams are going to be. You can ask them all sorts of questions. They're more than happy to oblige and answer your questions. They love it when you come and ask them questions and whatnot. You can pet them, but ask first. And it's a crazy time. There's a lot going on. So yeah, continue with everything else that's going on.
Yeah, so you spoke very well to the draft horse show. We love the draft horse show. Then after the draft horse show, the concert, the festival, the jousting show, another part of Fall Festival is Young Living's Last Chance PRCA Rodeo. And we have so many cowboys that have signed up this year. We're hoping that it's going to be an amazing show. We have lots of really good cowboys that have signed up, and the stock is amazing. It never disappoints. Living in Nephi and being only 10 minutes away from the farm and having that community come to the rodeo and see it and experience it. I have heard from multiple people it is by far one of their favorite rodeos that they attend every year.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're exactly called, but the person that goes and kind of picks out the bulls and the broncs and all that, they do
contractor.
A phenomenal job. We've had some amazing bulls, some amazing broncs, some amazing steers for roping and everything. It is a fantastic rodeo. And just like you said, we have some big name cowboys that come out, like the Wright brothers. They've been coming out for the last few years, and they put on a phenomenal show. We've had a few new records for time and points set on broncs and bulls, it's amazing. Just the rodeo is the one thing you have to come and see.
Absolutely.
If you can't make it to anything, you have to come and see the rodeo. It's phenomenal. Who's our entertainment for the year for the rodeo, or is that still a secret?
No, I think we can tell you. So we have Cody Sosby coming. He is the clown that is in the rodeo. He puts on the best show. You can't not go to the show and just have the best time of your life with him in there. He works right alongside Kelly Kenny, the announcer.
Yep.
And the show they put on together is just so spot on and fantastic. We also have Haley Proctor coming this year. She's performing. And she's just so good. If you haven't experienced Haley Proctor's show, you definitely need to come and experience that.
Well, Cody and Kelly are great. Love them both. And you're right. They do put on an excellent and a great show. Yes. So I know we do some special food items during Fall Festival. What all do we have coming out of the visitor center for food?
Oh, so for food this year, we're really focusing on Young Living product and the product that just things that you can do with the oils in the food. So in the cafe and in the snack shack, we are offering oil-infused popcorn and yes.
That's new. I like that.
We are serving soft serve ice cream this year, which is using the oils. So All of the ice cream will be oil infused with our oils. You can make root beer floats. You can make
Love that.
zing floats is another thing that we are doing.
The zing floats are amazing. I've tried
They
them.
are so good. So you'll get to experience all of the delicious food that Young Living has, but we also have 15 other food trucks that are coming and adding to our event. So there's lots of food trucks, which makes any event.
And our
food
weekend-
makes our events great.
Yes, they really do, especially when you have plenty of options. Now, I know there's one food item that usually is in the visitor center, and hopefully it's available, but it's the einkorn biscuits. Are we going to have some of those?
We are not.
Those are really good.
Those are fantastic.
So come visit the farm on any other day.
Yes.
We have the einkorn biscuits, and they're really, really good. The gal that we have in the back of the kitchen, what's her name?
Christine.
Christine, right. Phenomenal cook. Excellent. And she makes a ton of stuff with the oils. And so I'm super happy that she's there and really having fun experimenting.
Yes.
Every time that I'm down there and go out for lunch after jousting, she's like, hey, do you want to try this out? So it's great. It's really good. So obviously, Fall Festival is the main event, but I'm sure we have a ton of other little things that are kind of going on. Do we do tours as well during Fall Festival?
Yes, we have the tour of the new visitor center, which has been there for a minute, but it's so beautiful. And Mary had her hand in the design of that building. So you definitely want to check out the new visitor center. But we also have the new event center down by the jousting arena. It is beautiful. So many compliments, so many people excited to use that space. It's honestly one of the largest spaces that you can find to host an event for a lot of people. We can host up to 500 people inside that building.
I love that you say we can host up to 500 people, yet the very first wedding that we had 800 or close to that.
Yes. Throughout the night.
Yeah, 500 is what the sign says.
Yes, it's a massive building, but it is beautiful. Most brides that come in to check out the venue, their jaws just drop and immediately they sign the paper. Sign me up. I need to be here. I need to host my wedding here. So it is a beautiful, beautiful space. The other tours we're also offering is in the distillery. If you've never experienced the distillery, it is massive. The distillery is so huge, and Braden Romney and Dan Olsen, who run that distillery, do a phenomenal job making it look immaculate. And Dan actually, I don't know if you know this, but trained alongside Gary personally. And so a lot of that knowledge that Dan has put into it and his top Braden has come from Gary, which I love. Also, we are doing a chipping demonstration at the distillery as
with
well.
The juniper?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. So we'll have our forestry team there doing a chipping demonstration, which if you're not sure what that is, we have our forestry team that works with the BLM, works with people around Juab County, other counties within Utah, gathering juniper trees. And so they'll bring juniper trees to the farm. They'll chip them, grind them down so that they can then put them in the kettles to distill. And you can probably speak to that really well as well.
The reason why juniper is actually such an available oil for us is it's actually considered an invasive species, not only here in Utah, but in most parts of the western United States. And it's a co-host tree, which means it latches onto other trees and it sucks all the nutrients in the water out of other trees in order to survive. And then once it kills that tree, it sprouts up a new juniper tree in its place. So while it's a beautiful tree and we get beautiful oil from it, it's also a terrible tree at the exact same time. So to kind of keep it all controlled and contained, the BLM reaches out to us and tells us about these certain areas that are really heavy with juniper, and they ask us if we'd like to come and chip it, because usually what they do is they just cut it down and burn it. They don't do anything with the oil. So we, of course, jump right in and are like, yes, please tell us where. We'll grab it. We'll take it. No cost necessary. And it's just phenomenal that we've been able to partner with them for such a long, long time. I remember years and years ago, the first trip that we did with my dad with the BLM. It was kind of out towards Utah, Salt Lake area. And just a really pretty area, but yeah, it was just infested with juniper trees. Just crazy to see how quickly it spans. But yeah, the chipping process will be really, really cool and unique. So
It is. It is a fun process to watch. So yeah, those are quite a few things that we offer here at the farm. We also have show row, which if you haven't seen show row as part of the farm, it's just south of the distillery, but it shows all of the just a variety of different plants that we harvest at the farm, just so you can see the actual plant and different things there. So
yeah,
go check that out as well.
Unfortunately, lavender won't be there because it's past harvest season. We'll
past.
have some lavender, but not all of it. It's so funny the amount of times that I go on like Yelp, because I've been really focusing on trying to help like with reviews and stuff. And so I read there's so many reviews of people that come down and they're like, I'm so disappointed because the lavender wasn't in bloom, and they told me they weren't entirely sure when it was going to be in bloom. Well, it's a natural plant. We don't really get to decide when it comes into bloom. It just kind of does. And so reading those Yelp reviews is like the funniest thing ever. Like, they told me it was going to be in bloom and it wasn't in bloom, and now it's all harvested. So there will be some lavender, but not quite. But we still have goldenrod, which is a beautiful plant. You have the peppermint. I think we have rosemary as well down there, and a few other different plants as well. So it's a great area. And we do have the Monarch Station down there, which I guess you sort of can visit if you want to. Maybe not. Probably not.
Don't let safety hear you say that.
Oh, okay.
It's actually so far down there and so far away. But if you come and ask, not during the event because it's such a massive event, we're all so busy, but if you come to and visit the farm another time and ask to go down there, then we would be more than happy to take you down there.
So obviously, maybe some people may not be able to make it down to Fall Festival. What other events are going on besides Fall Festival? And what can people come and see? Can they still do tours when it's not Fall Festival? What all can you do when you come down to the farm?
There's actually quite a bit to do down at the farm. So you can just come and visit by yourself. And we have the paddle boats, the rock wall, the splash pad. The splash pad will be off for Fall Festival, but there's that you can enjoy during the summer. But we do offer VIP tours, which is a wagon ride that you can go and visit the Percheron barn and see all of the horses and go see all of the other amazing animals that we have at the west end of the farm. Then you can go see the distillery. You can also see the event center and have your wedding there, right?
Yeah.
That's something that you can do
or any other event.
We have lots of brand partners that have been excited to come and host their team at the farm. We also, outside of the everyday things, we also do an Easter event each year, which is so fun to have all of the little kids running around, going to get eggs and different things like that. We host convention and silvers, and we also do a Christmas event. So right after Fall Festival, we'll shift right into the Christmas event and get the farm ready for the Christmas event.
And it's a beautiful little event. You have the horses and the wagons, and you can kind of just glide your way through. What's the term for snow wagons?
Well, it is on the normal wagons.
Oh, it is on the normal wagons.
Yes, we have the draft horses, the Percherons that hook up to the normal wagons, and they'll go through the park. I was counting the light count that we have, and I think we're close to about 60 to 70,000 lights at the farm that
Holy
we put
cow.
up. Yes, it's definitely worth coming to see as well.
It's a beautiful little event. We've been down to it a few times and absolutely love it. It's a great time. Lots of hot chocolate. Plenty of hot chocolate for all to go through. You're missing the biggest thing, though. When you come down to the farm, we have this grand petting zoo. We even have little zebras that you can come see and pet.
They are so cute.
They are very cute. Some are a little feisty, though, so you got to watch your fingers. They think they're carrots sometimes. So we got the little zebras, the little oxes, whatever they're called. Zebus. They're pretty cool. We also have camels. We have some elk from Skyrider.
Yes.
We have a few buffalo. I think we still have buffalo down there, right? Or have all the buffalo been moved back up?
I think they've all been moved to Tabiona.
All been moved back up to Tabiona, so come to Tabiona and check that out. And then we have some of the Percherons down there.
The miniature ponies.
The miniature ponies, yep. I know little Pixie's still in there.
Yep.
She's the pony that I started training jousting with, learning how to joust. Ponies are not good jousting horses. I want to make a clear statement about that. Love that horse and hate that horse at the exact same time. Ponies are crazy. And then we have, is Little Larry still down there?
I am not.
Little Larry is the craziest of all ponies, the fastest of all ponies. And Joseph was supposed to train on little Larry. And then the first day we left the gates open and little Larry could care less about the bit that was in his mouth. And he ran all the way back with Joseph on his back, back to his little pen and just pranced outside his little pen. And little Larry is fast. He is so fast.
Question.
Yeah.
Did he stay on?
He did stay on
Good
the whole
for
entire
him.
way.
What a cowboy.
He did exactly what you're supposed to do when you have a runaway horse, which is let go of the reins and just hold on to the saddle horn and start praying for dear life. He didn't have very far to go if he did fall off. It's like a foot, but it was still a good ride. It was fun. So,
oh, that's a fun story.
Yeah. So if you see little Larry, he's the all black with a little few white spots on him. He's a very famous horse. He's had a few runaway events going on. So
I'm gonna have to go learn their names now.
Yeah. So yeah, the petting zoo is phenomenal. All the events and the tours that you do on, and then the new, well, I call it the new Village Inn, but the event center, it's beautiful, phenomenal, and medieval theme. There's a few really fun pictures in there. There's actually a poster of Joseph and I on the ponies in there, which I didn't know someone put up in there, and I was like, oh my.
There's a few other ones that your mom has picked out as well that will be going up here soon. So it'll be a fun treat for you to see those ones when you come down.
Great. I'm so excited for that. Awesome. Okay, quickly going back to Fall Festival. For those who want tickets, where do they go?
So you can visit youngliving.com/fall festival to get your tickets. We are only selling them through Eventbrite up until the midnight of the 27th. The 28th through the 30th, you can purchase your tickets on site at the farm.
Awesome. And we have little stage depots, ticket depots and whatnot.
Yes.
So you can get your tickets right there. I guess kind of explain, we do have daily and then we have the full week tickets. We also have veteran discounts and kid discounts, right?
And military. You got it.
Yep.
Right there.
Fantastic. So there you go. And anything else?
No, it's very, very cost-effective event, very affordable for your family, so you won't want to miss it.
Yeah, and we have the new seating, which is new as of 2 years ago now, 1 year ago?
So last year was the first year we were able to use that seating.
So we added an extra seating area, which was an additional 1,000 seats or something like that?
So we can host 6,900 people is what I've been told inside that arena.
Oh my goodness. That's a big stand for a little town.
Yes,
I love it. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciative of everything that you do and your team does. It's a lot of work. I know it's a crazy amount of work to get this all put on, but I know everybody within Utah loves it. We have so many people. Like I said, last year, 17,000 was the count for Saturday, which is absolutely phenomenal. So hopefully we can match it or beat it. Maybe in your case, you'd rather just match it and not beat it. But I think it's a great event. It's one of my most favorite events, and we love putting it on. We put it on for all of you. So if you're here in Utah and you're hearing the podcast or you're close to Utah, come check us out. Come say hi and come experience Fall Festival. It is a great event and a great opportunity.
We'd love to see you.
Well, thank you very much, Stacy.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning into this episode of The Wild Drop. Remember, you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, on YouTube, and our website at www.youngliving.com. Don't forget to oil up Young Living family. This is Jacob Young, dropping out. Take care.